to coach Real Madrid. The other is the original Real Madrid school of thought, where they brought in some very experienced coaches, some of them to have really baffled people. But then Xabi Alonso has a job on his hands, because there's a resurgent Barcelona team that look to take hold of the La Liga.
Cool.
He's coming into a job from another job where he exceeded expectations but couldn't sustain it. So that's one box people are looking at. Now, starting off with you, Real Madrid got him in. Right decision, first of all?
Tricky decision. Tricky, extremely. He's coming in at a wrong time, but he's the right man for the job.
How would you explain
tactically? And let's go into it. You see, Real Madrid players enjoy, or they play for every coach. If it is you, they'll play for you. That is one good thing I've realized about Madrid players. They play for every coach. They don't single you out. So that's one positive. The other thing is that flip the coin, and Madrid players, we've not seen them or majority be tactically disciplined or smart enough. Majority go with the flow. The Madrid aura will do the way. We don't see tactics for Madrid. So I remember, I think the beginning of this year, they were scrapping wins, and I was like, Madrid fans, are you happy about how you win your games? Don't you think you guys deserve some tactical flexibility from a good coach? Oh, we are winning, we are okay.
No, I think I heard you say that.
You heard me say that?
Yeah.
That's why I told them that you people will win the Champions League. You people will bottle the Champions League. That's why I made that statement. So he coming in, it makes sense. It's a good deal, even though it's tricky because of his experience and his pedigree in coaching. But he's coming with a 3-4-3 formation.
Does that work in Spain?
Let's go into it and see.
Okay, because Spain, I was thinking about the fluidity of the game. Exactly. The game in Spain is not exactly expansive. It's very fluid and very technical. So yes.
There are pros and cons to what he wants to do with Madrid. The 3-4-3, and his backup could be the 3-4-2-1 or sometimes a 4-back system. And this is called the perfect formation. I mean, Conte used that at Chelsea. We saw it. We saw Tuchel use the 3-4-2-1. That was a tweak of it, of double system, double 10. So he said he wants to use the 3-4-3 formation. Does he has the materials for this formation? Yes and no. In defense, he has to get 2 centre backs. Now, if
he's got Rudiger, he's got
but this formation
would come back.
When we are going to it, you see the reason why he needs 2 formations. Don Perez has to help Xabi. If he doesn't, the man will be in trouble, and we won't blame him. His first year, we won't really go hard on him, but we won't give him excuses, but we'll understand that maybe he needs time to adapt. But Madrid, you don't adapt. You go in and win. Why did Zidane win? Because they played for him. Top man management skills.
He also had access to some very
he had
great
materials
players,
there. But you see, you go to this Madrid team and the 3-4-3, I don't think they've played it before, but they have profiles who have been there before. Now, let me start with the defense. Before I go there, let me say this one. His playmakers will be the wing backs.
Yeah,
I mean, we've seen that with Leverkusen.
Yes.
So if you look at what's his name, Jeremy Frimpong and the other guy.
Grimaldo.
Yes. I mean, their numbers were ridiculous.
So big question. I asked the Madrid fans, are you happy to see Arnold play as a right wing back? 1 and 2. Have you seen him often play there as a right wing back? Many would think right wing back is easy. Please go and ask Dumfries.
It's not.
Go and ask Dumfries. It's never easy to play. 1, why? Because of what? Adaptation. 1, and awareness as a right wing back. Your environment is different. If you play as a right back, you know that you have a guarantee of maybe some people who can come and cover for you. But as a right wing back, you are mostly in the central areas. You alone, you lose the ball. Why yawa? So it's 2 different positions. But is Arnold smart enough to play that formation?
Well, Arnold has played in midfield for Liverpool a few times.
It's also different.
And then when he all his time playing even as a right back, he was a marauding right back.
Yes.
Up until Ancelotti turned up and told him to actually play as a right back.
And I've seen players who know how to play as a right back but can't play as a right wing back.
Yeah.
Because of their awareness.
But I think when people speak about Trent, his strength, let's not lie about it. His strength is going forward. Offensively.
Yeah.
But what Ajo is trying to point out is that there's a balance.
Because whether he can find that balance.
Yes.
There's a balance, a very, very tricky balance between falling back into that 5-back system when you are under serious duress and going forward. That balance, intelligence. Is a new role to him. When he was playing as a midfielder, he had the right back behind him.
Exactly.
He didn't have to call.
So just as a matter of update, Sheffield United are up 2-0. They are actually winning this championship playoff. They always do ding dong. They'll come in, get relegated and go back and complete the cycle. So they're looking all set to go into the championship playoffs as well. Eustace, carry on.
All right, so I was just making the distinction between the right wing back, like I
You're
just
talking
said.
about the balance and how it's
the balance.
When he was playing as a midfielder at Liverpool, he had the right back. Somebody was always placed behind him.
Exactly.
And when he was playing as a right back, if you watch Anna Slot and this season's Liverpool team, there was a clear instruction. We didn't see the offensive bit of Trent this season. We didn't see it more because he was playing a very disciplined role, very defined role. They trusted the midfield trio, Zoboslai, McAllister, and Co. They were trusted to do the midfield job. Trent wasn't needed there. So at each point in time, he's had one role. Now, a wing back is a tricky position, like Ajo was saying. You are partially a midfielder, you are partially a forward winger, and you are partially a right back. It's three positions in one. Yes, he has the energy for it, but the intellect of adapting to that system. Because, like he just mentioned a scenario, if he loses the ball, that leaves three defenders. If the midfield is not well positioned, and depending on the legs they have in midfield, I hear Luka Modric will be leaving.
Yeah, he has to,
but
they need to find a clone for Luka
no
Modric.
plan here for him now. He has to go.
So I mean, if they are not able to drop back, you leave three defenders exposed. And when you are playing the likes of a team like Barcelona, they will hurt you. They will hurt you in those positions.
They'll finish you.
And that is one wing, Trent Alexander. I don't know who will
So
be.
the first thing he has to do when he comes, half time for Trent, the more. Because he can make one or make you in your first 10 games, including even the World Cup. So briefing came this morning that Arnold, he wants to come in early, have Arnold early, preparing for the World Cup, the Club World Cup.
But that's not even concluded because if they want him, they need to pay Liverpool.
5 million euros.
But Liverpool will play hardball.
Yes. So, I mean, forget about even getting him. Start with preseason. So, Arnold will help this man. Let's establish that one. So, Arnold, let's see what will happen with him as a right wing back. Now, to the other side, they have to go into the market.
They don't have any. Fela Mendy can't play there.
Make him a backup to the left centre back, who I'll mention very soon. You can go for Kekes or Theo Hernandez.
Theo Hernandez.
Perfect replacement.
Yeah, I think Theo Hernandez can do that job, and he's not really a starter now at Paris.
Yeah.
So
or Lucas, his brother.
Lucas. I was talking about
the AC Milan.
No, I was talking even about Lucas.
His brother. Okay,
Lucas is not getting enough time, so Lucas can be a perfect fit. I don't know if he will slot in.
Yeah.
But either of the Hernandez brothers can do that job.
Yeah. So Kekes, simple, easy for him. That's what he likes doing. He can combine a normal left back and also left wing back. So killer one. But Liverpool wants him to. So that's the kind of target they should get for the left wing back position. Let me go to the third back. And you see, in this formation, you don't have a deep line playmaker or register. Your double pivot can be maybe rigid
Chouameni and Camavinga, very physical.
Or I think he will go with they'll go with a first 11 of, let's say, Bellingham as their box to box and Valverde as the sitting pivot.
But Valverde.
That's rigid.
Yeah, but that's you wasting Valverde. You don't play him as sitting. Valverde is too energetic to play there.
Exactly. Yeah. But that guy is too smart, can do it. So you see, this formation.
And another thing, talking about Valverde, he can also slot in at either left wing back or right wing back.
Yeah, that guy can play anywhere. Yeah. That's why he's one of the pros of this system. This system doesn't really help midfielders. We don't need two midfielders to do a job for you, pivot. So go in the three-back system, you have right centre back, maybe let's see, I think Asensio can do a job there for him. Asensio, right centre back. But the middle, the central centre back, you have to get somebody who's one technical, intelligent, smart, and can help you do build-ups.
Militao is coming back.
Militao, how efficient will he be for them? In and out, you are worrying the system. So going for Dean Huijsen and let him slot.
Yeah, he's on their
list.
Radar,
so I'm even giving the Madrid fans the targets they should go in for. Well, he'll become your defender and also your deep line playmaker, starting all the build-ups, complementing you not having a DLP at the midfield position. And Rudiger's your left centre back. He has played there before. He has the experience, and he'll be okay. So back up to Dean Huijsen will be Militao if he's fit. Right back, right centre back could be Caballero. If it's okay, then left centre back, Mendy can back up Rudiger. You have the flat back there. Rudiger is okay. I don't have a problem. Asensio will improve at that system, but the work will be on the white team. Who has to start everybody out for Madrid? You are going left, no problem. You are going to the middle, no problem. So it's easy. If you look at the Chelsea Antonio Conte season, where they won the league, if you go to the forward row, Eden Hazard, Costa, and Pedro. Now you have Vinicius Junior, Mbappe, and let's say that Rodrigo or Adagula. We are hearing Rodrigo might leave, so let's say Adagula. Now, these two boys, Vinicius and Mbappe, they're the biggest winners of this system because they have less work to do. But Vinicius, in this system, when the going gets tough, you become the playmaker of the team. You don't hug the line and wait for balls.
That's a wing back's job in this system.
Yes. You become a playmaker, like how Hazard was doing for Antonio Conte. You come in deep, you come into central areas, get the ball and operate. And I hope it will be easy for him to do. Else, problem for the coach.
No, maybe ability-wise, yes, but spatial awareness-wise.
Yes, so that's where coaching will come into for him. This system is not too difficult. If you have the proper materials, you are good to go. Mbappe, be in the box and wait for balls. Don't overcome, don't come to the left areas or right areas to come and play the ball. Be in the box. That's the instructions. And I'm a firm believer of formations don't play football, but instructions play the football. So in this system, we can even see a different approach on the field for Xabi Alonso. And you can call it maybe a 4-back or a 3-back, a 2-back. Depending on how he give them the instructions. But on paper, the 3-4-3 will help Madrid only if Arnold and Kekes or Teo Hernandez can be on form all the time. Because the rest, if we put Valverde, Bellingham, they can do a job for you. I wish I had a board here. Crazy, like you go.
Yeah, like we'll see the tactical dimension. But Ajo,
yeah,
would you be surprised if Alonso doesn't work with Rudiger?
Then who will play there?
Oh no, he might get somebody in.
Then he needs like 2 centre backs.
Yeah, I think he knows he needs 2 centre backs.
Rudiger because Rudiger can play. Rudiger and Thomas Tuchel play at left centre back. Because right?
Yeah, but Rudiger, I'm looking at Alonso's system.
But I think he fits because if you look at the defenders he uses at Leverkusen,
not that he doesn't fit, but I think Rudiger is a bit too ragged.
Right. Okay.
I think he's a bit too ragged for Alonso. I mean, I'm just thinking that. Okay. But what do you think about it?
I feel he will do a good job because we saw Rudiger at his best when he played left centre back for Thomas Tuchel, and he drives the ball well. I think you see, in this formation, Xabi Alonso can build up on the left channels and just switch the balls to the fullbacks and Adagula at the right. So Rudiger is good with long balls. After that one, I know. Maybe the build up when you press him, he will fumble. That's why the perfect balance will be like a ball play. Because you remember Conte's central centre back, David Luiz, super good on the ball.
Yeah, always stepping out.
Short balls, long balls, super good. So if you get it wrong, who will play your central defense? You are doomed. If you get it wrong, who will be your fullbacks, your playbacks, your playmakers? You are doomed. With the number 9s and the wingers, you can evolve them. Yeah. You can experiment them. But these 3 positions, the central defender and the fullbacks, don't get it wrong.
Another player that's important in this system is who your defensive midfielder is.
Yes.
Because he's always your spare man to slot in.
Yes.
So you need a long-busting person who can do a good job at number 8, number 6, and probably even number 5 if he's required.
But you guys are talking as if Tchouaméni is done.
No, he's not done. But I think
do you think if he comes in, Tchouaméni, Camavinga, Valverde, Bellingham? For me, easy pick. Bellingham then Valverde. Valverde is versatile.
But this is a Real Madrid team that will be expected to fight on multiple fronts.
Of course.
They need squad depth.
Yeah, so a good bench for you. You have 2 midfielders on the bench. If you want to go, they'll replace you.
If any of them get injured along the way, maybe an ACL or, God forbid, something crucial happens, it must still be a team that won't be centered around one particular player. Like what Rodrigo did to Man City. You need a certain quality and be able to rotate the players in those positions. So Tchouaméni, I mean, I've seen a lot of backlash on Aurelien Tchouaméni, especially on social media. And I always said that, I mean, once upon a time, Camavinga, Tchouaméni, we were speaking about them like, potential future champions.
I think they are good players, and Tchouaméni is versatile.
Yeah.
Can play centre half, can play.
But the consistency.
Yeah, but it will take time. He's young. He's 22.
And he has surprised me. He went to Spain and his technical abilities became very bad. I'm surprised. People are saying because he became a defender, but it's not an excuse. I felt disappointed in him. I knew what he could do. You asked me Tchouaméni, Caicedo, I pick Caicedo anytime. Back then, when he was on form. But after the Euros, normal player. So average and below average. I'm surprised. Hopefully, he gets back to his best. Let's see.
Anyway, in 10 minutes, I open the phone lines. Remember, the question is your top 5 worst strikers in Premier League history.
Yeah.
They say these guys were not just bad, memorably bad. Those who couldn't hit a barn door with a beach ball. The flops, the forgotten, the fabulously futile. Some of them had a pomp and pageantry, but Charlie, going there. Don't worry, I'll probably let you do your tactical analysis on our screen as we do go along. But then again, Eustace, I mean, before we walk away from this Xabi Alonso conversation, and our Joe gives us his tactical analysis as we go along. I mean, Leverkusen, Bayern Munich, 2 completely different kettles of fish. Second season, Xabi Alonso didn't, do what he did in the first season. Even the first season, people say, listen, he was very lucky because of a lot of lucky escapes. We are hearing he's signing towards 2028 or something of that sort.
A long-term contract.
Yeah. But I mean, do you think Real Madrid will give him the room to operate? And if what would constitute failure for him? Maybe after the first season.
So with Real Madrid, there are no low points. You must win, and you must win from day one. The last time Jose Mourinho was at Real Madrid, in his very first Clásico, I remember Barcelona giving him that 5-0 scoreline, and he had to build up there. He goes to the dressing room and tells everybody that, don't worry about it. My name is Jose Mourinho, and next season we'll win everything. He lived up to that. He was able to win the La Liga with them. But it only tells you the story. And it's not too different. I'm making that reference because it's not too different from what Alonso is walking into. He's walking into the La Liga and the Champions League where Real Madrid have had a bad season. He's coming up against a Hansi Flick side that next season I think will roar loudest in Europe. I think they are good for the Champions League next season. And if they are able to bolster that squad, Barcelona are not spending a lot of money, but what they've done with La Masia and the guys that have come through the ranks, I think next season they will be a force to contend with. Even if you are coming up against Barcelona, you should know that they are going to win 95% of the matches in La Liga. They are going to have an outrageous point total next season. That means that there will be no room for any lapses. Real Madrid he has to come in and start winning from the get-go. They have to win against the smaller teams, no disrespect intended. He has to be able to map out a strategy because most likely they are going to meet in the Clásico a few times. This is a season where Real Madrid have conceded 16 goals in the Clásico. Crazy. More than anything else, more than all the trophies. All the trophies that bypassed them. The 4 losses, the 16 goals they conceded is going to hurt more. And that will be where their focus will be next season. Barcelona must not beat them and dominate them the way they have this season. He's walking into a team where I'm sure that he would have made his intents. He would have made all his requests and what he needs, the tools available to be able to fight. And I'm sure all these discussions must have been had. So Perez is a man who knows how to win. He's brought Real Madrid back into contention. They are the most successful club in Europe. So the markers are there. And he's walking into a team of winners. Most of these guys on the team have won the Champions League before. They know how it feels. He's not coming to do anything new, but he's simply coming to replicate a performance that has been done over and over in the last decade or so. So it's a great opportunity for Alonso in his young career as a manager. What he's done at Bayer Leverkusen is fantastic, considering the fact that Bayern Munich have been dominant and won the league straight up for the last decade, every single year or more. He's come in and he's done that job. He's built this Leverkusen team, which nobody thought will be able to get to this level. It tells the story. But then again, it begs you to remember Ruben Amorim in Sporting Lisbon and at Man United. Sometimes when there's an upgrade in the task, when you move to a certain kind of club with a certain history, a certain tradition, the prerequisites are completely different. It will not be as forgiving as the Leverkusen job. He's leaving Leverkusen because he wants to.
Yeah.
But if he has that kind of season at Real Madrid, he won't see the season out. Real Madrid is not forgiven. Never mind the fact that he's signing a long-term contract up to 2028.
The mantra is to win
to win, and that's it. Now, when your KPIs are on a certain level, like Alagli, have to fire
a coach.
A coach who has won 2 Champions Leagues and fails to win for the third time in a row, and he falls below the standard. That's where they've gotten to. Real Madrid feel a sense of entitlement, and you can't blame them. After 15 times winning the Champions League, this will really hurt them, especially going out to a club like Arsenal. And next season, the demands will be stricter. So it's very, very tricky for Alonso walking into this job. Very, very tricky for him. And if his achievements in Leverkusen are anything to go by, would expect a new outlook on the way Real Madrid play. I expect his template, his philosophy to be put in right from day one. I don't really want to speak about his selections because part of me tells me we'll have 5-6 new players and probably
But won't that affect the balance of the team as well? I mean, considering the fact that they need to start to gel, etc.
When Toni Kroos left Real Madrid, they failed to replace him. Luka Modric's legs are gone. Now, these 2 players are key.
I mean, they were the fulcrum of this team.
And the kind of replacement you get actually dictates how your philosophy is going to be
looking
implanted.
Looking on the market now, who comes in and easily replaces Modric?
This is a big question. I know the Chelsea fans would like to hear Enzo Fernandez, but
can Enzo Fernandez do the kind of job Modric did?
Enzo Fernandez is versatile. He is solidly versatile. He's intelligent. He can give you those box-to-box performances, and he's my number 1 suspect. I think during the transfer window, we'll probably have that conversation here in the studios because Enzo Fernandez is going to come up in the conversation. There have been a few rumors here and there. And Ajo knows, as a Chelsea fan, he knows that Enzo will probably go. Nobody wants to talk about it, but he's just an option I can think of off the top of my head. He can walk into that Real Madrid team and make a permanent place out of that hole that Luka Modric is gonna leave. So I mean, lots of speculations, lots of anticipation about what is going to happen with Real Madrid. But until Xabi Alonso gets into the seat, until he takes charge and gets on the job, all we can do, once again,